Many modern high-performance yachts, like this Beneteau First 40.7, have high aspect fin keels to provide righting moment and lateral resistance. This type of keel performs very well, but the forces at the hull keel joint can be very high, which can lead to catastrophic failures. Like how Cheeki Rafiki lost their keel in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, which caused an immediate capsize, tragically killing all 4 crew. Fortunately, not all keel failures end in tragedy, as was the case with the Hotfoot 27 Hay Tor, which dropped her keel on the rocks. Not only did the crew manage to keep her from capsizing, but they somehow managed to sail back to the harbor and hoist her out before she sunk. It was December 26th, Boxing Day in Canada, and Hay Tor was participating in the annual rum race, a 10-mile pursuit around Discovery and Chatham Islands near Victoria, British Columbia. It was a counterclockwise rounding, and there was decent breeze for the downwind start. Hay Tor made good progress under spinnaker in the first leg. But with the finish in sight, as they rounded the northern tip of Discovery Island, they found themselves facing a strong flood tide and a dying breeze, so they hugged the shore in search of current relief. The water is pretty deep here, so you can normally sail very close to the rocks, but you can also get too close, as Hay Tor discovered. The crew heard a loud bang as the keel whacked the bottom. They were flying a spinnaker as the wind was nearly dead astern, so there wasn't much heeling force from the sails, but somebody suggested to go down below and check for water just in case. And a good thing they did, because there turned out to be several inches of water in the bottom of the boat, and it was rising fast. The keel had been ripped clean off the bottom, as you can see in this photo taken a few days later at low tide, leaving 6 huge bolt holes approximately an inch in diameter. With water flooding in faster than any bilge pump could manage, 2 crew members scrambled to plug the holes with gloves, towels, life jackets, hands, feet, anything they could find to stem the flood. While one crew member held the makeshift plugs in place, another bailed frantically with a bucket. A motivated crew member with a bucket can move way more water than any bilge pump. With time being of the essence, the crew abandoned the race and headed straight for the docks of the Royal Victoria Yacht Club, just under 2 miles away. While they were making good progress, with 2 sailing the boat and 2 down below managing the flood, they decided it would be a good idea to call the Coast Guard, just in case. They told the Coast Guard they had lost their keel off Strong Tide Islet and were heading to the Royal Victoria Yacht Club. In a twist of irony, the Coast Guard demanded their precise GPS location, which meant they had to stop bailing, retrieve the location, and temporarily let the boat fill with water to complete the distress call. As they continued towards the yacht club under spinnaker, they said the boat was remarkably stable with the wind being dead astern, despite having no keel. They said it might have helped that the boat had so much water in it. Back at the yacht club, they used the crane in the background to hoist the boat out of the water before it sunk. They had to lift slowly to let the water drain out of the holes as they lifted, to not overload the crane. Here's a close-up shot of where Hay Tor's keel used to be. These holes are so big you can actually see daylight through the cabin windows. It's truly amazing they've managed to sail back without sinking. I was talking to one of the crew and co-owners of Hay Tor after the incident, and we discussed how they could have benefited from something like this. A crash blanket, which is really a piece of heavy tarp material with some lines. There are grommets at each corner. This piece is about 4 feet by 6 feet, and the lines are long enough to reach up to the stanchions. And so what you can do is you can fish it under the bow of the boat, tie the lines onto the stanchions, and the pressure of the water will hold the mat against the hull. And it's a really good way to deal with any kinds of significant damage or holes that you may have in your boat. If you like this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and watch this next video.